Here. Welcome, welcome everyone. We're just so excited that you have joined us during this opportunity to have coffee with the RA board. I have served on the board since 2017, I think, but retired in 2016 and decided to take time to relax and travel and enjoy myself before making a commitment to do new things. And of course, I was quickly invited to become a part of the Retirement Association board, an incredible organization. So I'll talk a little bit about that, but I was on campus. I started in 1972 in the Office of Admissions as a senior clerk typist and served in several positions on the campus during that period. I was only going to stay 5 years, but of course that did not happen. 44 years I was there and started in the Office of Admissions. And then from there, we moved to Warren College as an advisor and also a coordinator of orientation programs. And from there to Thurgood Marshall, or Third at the time, served as director of advising. Back to admissions in 1995 as director of admissions and retired in 2016 as assistant vice chancellor. So I feel have a great commitment to the university, and I am really delighted to continue to serve the university as a part of the Retirement Association. I joined the Retirement Association as a director, and then have served also as the assistant vice president and now serving as president. It's an exciting organization. I'm constantly amazed at how much is being done with such a small team that manages to just put together an incredible range of programs and activities. You'll hear more about those. We have approximately 2,500 members plus, continuing to look at ways to continue to grow our organization. More than 250 plus programs annually, and that's incredible. As I said, when you look at the number of programs that are organized using volunteers and just a whole number of people to help serve our population of retirees. We serve both the campus, general campus, SIO, health sciences. So we reach out to make sure that retirees really feel that there are opportunities to continue to be involved in the university after retirement. And some of my most favorite parts of working with the Retirement Association really is just to look at the range of activities and programs that are organized. We even have our own YouTube channel, so that was a move. We did a lot of very early adopting of technology to continue to serve the various populations that are part of the Retirement Association. And so I enjoy another program that the Retirement Association is a part of. Retirement Association is the Emeriti program, and I certainly have loved working with students, and that's given me an opportunity to work again with students. I have two wonderful mentees, so I'm really excited about that. Love meeting new people across the campus. Had not met a lot of people in the health sciences and SIO. And so this organization provides that opportunity to meet and greet folks across this incredible campus. So I must tell you, it's been one of the best decisions I could have ever made. I'm enjoying myself. I encourage you who are new or thinking about retirement to consider committing to the Retirement Association and enjoy many of the benefits of a major university, but still meeting the needs of retirees. So let me stop there. And I know that we have a whole series of presenters for you so that you will hear more about the kinds of programs and opportunities that are available. And we will also have an opportunity for you to ask questions as we finish. Thank you so much for listening. And again, welcome to our coffee.
Ann Skinner.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ann Skinner, and I've been with the Retirement Association since 2017, I think, about 3 years. I didn't join until after 3 years after I retired. Um, Doing the same thing that May was doing is just getting acclimated to a new type of life and trying to figure out if there was going to be time for this sort of commitment, and there really is. It's amazing how much time you have when you're retired. But I began my career with UCSD in 1977. It was my first job out of college. I went, and it was also going to be a summer job, like you, May. Wasn't going to be here very long, just something to do.
Yep.
So on the way to the beach, I stopped at the personnel office. That's what they called it back then, where the Price Center is now, and put in my application and was hired by the personnel department on campus. I never left. Well, I did leave. I left and I went to the medical center. And that was another wonderful move. Anyway, the roles that I had while working, I was a human resources analyst, a classification analyst. I was a compensation manager. I was the assistant director for human resources. And then my last role prior to retiring for several years, I was the chief human resources officer for the health system. And so I also did some work with patient experience when we were rolling out that program on the East Campus. And that was very, very rewarding. I truly enjoyed that. But then I retired and decided after 3 years of kind of, hanging around, that it was time to commit to the Retirement Association. I had been approached several times, and I finally thought, oh, let's give it a try. And I love it. I have served as vice president, president, and now I'm the immediate past president. And next year, I believe I'm going to be the treasurer. So I'm going to be around for a while. It's wonderful. It brought me back to UCSD, to some familiar faces that I hadn't seen in a while, and some new faces and friendships that I truly treasure now. And being involved in the UCSD community, it just felt like what I was used to. And what is so amazing is the innovation that this group of individuals has. I mean, it's just something special about UCSD people. And it doesn't stop when they retire. What I have witnessed and experienced is that innovation, that creativity, that camaraderie that I felt all through those 38 years continues on. And yes, I've met people from the campus, from SIO, of course, from health sciences and health system. But it's just been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. One of the roles that I had was as the chair of the program committee, and I'm still on the program committee. And currently this year, Cindy is chairing, and she wasn't able to be with us today. But what the program committee does is they're kind of the mice behind the wheel. They are the hamsters making that wheel turn to produce all of these wonderful programs that you see. And I was just looking at our website, which I do frequently. I am amazed. If I were to have printed out the list, I think it would have been 8 pages of activities starting from today and going into 2022. But the program committee is the one that comes up with all of the different types of programs that you see. We have series and themes that we go on. We had the ethnic restaurant series that we put on last year and continue to do it somewhat online this year. We have the cooking demo series. We have the museum visits. We did several museum visits last year. We did our performing arts. We did a behind the scenes at the Old Globe, at the La Jolla Playhouse, at the North County Rep. And we have done several museums, the Lux. We just had a wonderful, although virtual, it was still fantastic, a wonderful tour of the African American Museum in Washington, D.C. And it was like being there. And I tell you, first chance I get, I am going to go see those wonderful exhibits in person. That was great. We also had last week a talk by Manuelita Brown, who is the artist that has produced several pieces of art, one of which is the Triton and the Sojourn Truth statue that's also on the campus. So she was just a delight to listen to. And it's just amazing to me, all of the different information that we have just within our midst. We are just surrounded with experts, and our programs really reflect that. And I encourage you, take a look at those programs, register for them, sit in. You don't even have to worry about parking now because everything's virtual. It was a little bit more difficult when we had to go hunt for a spot on campus. But now that it's virtual and we have the YouTube channel of our own, that if you miss it or if you want to go back and visit it again, like I've watched the Stewart Collection one twice already because it's just phenomenal. It truly, truly is. So I encourage you to join the Retirement Association. I further encourage you, if you're interested, to contact any of us if you would like to be part of the board. We are currently looking for some health sciences and health systems representatives and a couple of campus people as well. So please consider that. It doesn't take a lot of time and very flexible. And Suzanne and her group of Chancellor Scholars do a phenomenal job in supporting us. So thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Janet and Jeanette to let them talk about some of the activities that they lead. Thank you. You're on mute, Janet.
My apologies. You'd think I'd know by now to unmute. So I'm Janet Whitfield, and I retired from the university in 2011 after 30 years of service. Spent the first 2 years in Third College Provost, which is now Marshall College, and 28 years in the campus planning office. And I'm currently the treasurer of the Retirement Association, but I've also all 3 years been on the volunteer committee. And I've been asked to talk about that a bit today. As you can imagine, this year's been interesting because we're doing things that don't involve volunteering in person. So that's been a bit of a challenge, but we've come up with some kind of interesting things that people are able to do without having to be around people or go anywhere. Some of the things that we've been working on recently is we have a project with the NICU unit at the UCSD hospital in Hillcrest, where some of our crafters are knitting and making hats for the preemies, and we've collected quite a few hats and blankets for that activity. We've also are doing Preuss School mentoring. We've been continuing to do food donations, which have been, I think, it's been really important during this COVID crisis. And Toys for Tots, which we did, collected, and Pat, who is the chair of our committee, is not here today, but she picked up and delivered the Toys for Tots for us. And we're working on some other ideas. Some things have to be on the back burner at this point until things are not quite so crazy and COVID's a little bit more under control. But I'd also like to talk a little bit about the kind of volunteer activities we had available during a normal year. Of course, many more activities in person and group activities. Some that I'd just like to highlight a bit are the Annual Service Awards, the International Cafe, the People Expo, beach cleanups, Father Joe's, and the San Diego Food Bank. I've been involved in several of these, both the International Cafe and the San Diego Food Bank, and found both of them really rewarding to do, and a lot of fun as well. And I'd just like to mention that during the 2016-17 year, our members contributed over 5,000 volunteer hours. So I find that pretty extraordinary. It's a lot of hours. We're hoping, of course, that by the end of this year, we'll be able to add in some in-person activities again, because there are some things that we've just had to put on the back burner because they just, of course, wouldn't work this year. And I think that's about it for me, except to say that, oh, and I think I didn't share with you why I originally joined the Retirement Association. It was because I knew so many people that were members that were just having a great time and really enjoying it. And it's just been great. I've had a lot of fun and met a lot of new people by doing this. So again, I would just encourage you to join the organization and become involved. I've met a lot of new people, and it's been a really wonderful experience. And so I think with that, I will move on to Nancy. I think Nancy is next up.
Okay, I unmuted. How about that?
Oh.
So my name's Nancy Groves, and I actually retired from UCSD in 2004 and came back for one more year. I actually came to UCSD in 1963. So when I retired, it was after 40 years, and then I added one more year. So, and I still love coming to UCSD. So I've kind of missed not going to the campus, but I will have to say that it's very convenient not to have to park, and I can still see all my old friends on Zoom. So I've enjoyed doing that. So in 1977, I helped start the charter. I'm one of the charter members of Sigma chapter of Phi Beta Kappa Society on the UCSD campus. And every year since then, I reviewed thousands of student files to initiate new members. And in 2018, I was awarded the accolade of Honorary Fellow of Revelle College for my dedication to students and persistence in developing the DARS program, which some of you may know about is automated degree check system, which was a real fight to get started, to get money for it, to get it initiated. And it's been a great help to students, as well as everybody, as the faculty and the staff on campus. I was, I was also RA vice president for 2 years, and then I was RA Retirement Association president for 2 years in 2011 and 12. And I participated as a member of the program committee since the very beginning. I love doing the programming and thinking of new ideas. I think Suzanne and I originally came up with the idea of the ethnic dinners because we're going like, yeah, we need some more stuff to do here. So, and it was great fun. I do miss not getting to go to the ethnic dinners. So we just have the Zooms and the recipes online, but you guys should all try it. It's great. I got some of my best recipes that way in the last year. And let's see. I represented the Retirement Association on the Emeriti board in past years, and because I'm the alternate member when the other's not available. And the thing that I like best that I've done over the years with the Retirement Association is work with students in the Chancellor's Scholars, mentees. And I worked with that since almost since the very beginning. And I have mentees every year. And I talk to my freshman mentee once a week. So at least I find it very invigorating to actually still work with the students. I've always liked working with the students. And I'd say that any of you who've worked at UCSD, any faculty or staff, should join the Retirement Association, see all the things that are available to you. I mean, you go on, some of the people said we went on museum tours, we did food things, but we also many of you could do great contributions to helping with the freshman students who need to get used to being at UCSD. It's a big, scary place. It's a lot bigger now than it was when I first came, when there was only Urey Hall open. That was the only building. So I hope all of you will think about joining the Retirement Association. And even if you don't want to take on a mentee and a one-on-one, you can certainly help. Several times when we've had two people dealing with one student. So it just adds a lot of dynamics to your life to be able to work with the students who are really up on it and doing things. So I've enjoyed the Art Retirement Association, and I salute Suzanne for doing so much of the work with it, and we all appreciate it. Thank you. And next we have, if I can read my thing here, Matt, I think. Matt.
Yes.
One of my favorite people has been doing genealogy for us.
Yeah. It's been a great experience. In fact, I still have my screensaver from the last genealogy class since we dealt with Ireland. Hi, everybody. My name's Matt Xavier. I've been on the board for not quite a year yet. And I worked at the UC system for 36 years. 4 of those years, I was in Office of the President in Academic Affairs. And then on campus at San Diego, I worked in Extension. Then I became the manager of the Price Center, then the Student Center. Then I moved to the EVC of Academic Affairs office, then institutional research, and then I ended my career in the budget office. So I had many different types of roles. And I tell you, it was a really good career. And the best part of it was the people that I worked with. And I decided early on that I was going to work at UCSD because of the values that people held were similar to mine, and kindness was at the top of that list. Currently, I'm teaching a genealogy class for retirees, but it is open to other folks too that wanted to enroll. And it's a 9-part course. We're going to have the 5th course next week. And it's been an amazing journey. It's a hobby I've been doing for many decades, and it seems natural for me to be able to teach and coach people as they learn about their past. And I've had some really interesting experiences with some of the students. One person I helped 2 weeks ago find their birth parents. It was a very emotional time, and for the student, I think they needed me there for moral support, and I was glad to be there. And now the person is going to contact their parents and try to plan a reunion. So anyway, just the course has been a great experience, and the students are all, I think Nancy's in the top of the class, but I'm not gonna, I won't brag too much about her because there's other really good people in the course. It's been a challenge on Zoom, but it's doable. It's completely doable. Humans have been able to adapt over thousands of years, and this is one of our adaptations, and thank God we have Zoom. I can't, throughout my life and career, I've volunteered for many different organizations, and this is probably one of the best organizations because of the board and the things that we get accomplished. It's a terrific experience. It's another way to have another set of friends and community, which of course is very important in our lives. And that's all I have to say. Let's go to Shirley.
Hi, everybody. I'm Shirley Higgins. I retired in 2016 after working 38 years in the library. I started as a student employee and worked my way up through the organization, through the ranks to become the Assistant Director of Metadata Services. In the old days, that department created and maintained the card catalog, but as you know, everything else went digital, so did we. I joined the Retirement Association the day I retired. I walked right over to Suzanne's office and signed up. I was so excited about keeping in touch with UCSD and all the great activities that the Retirement Association offered. And I immediately started having lots of fun with hiking. I love the hikes and museum visits, theater, parties. In fact, last year I was so excited I volunteered to serve on the holiday party committee, and we put together a really fun event that included, because of COVID, we did it on Zoom, and it included a comedian who was a great hit with everybody. It was lots of fun, and well, we didn't have all the wonderful food and drinks we normally have. We had a lot of laughs and a trivia game, and it was a great time. I love crafting, and so I volunteered a couple of years ago for the previous Christmas to make Christmas stockings for the Chancellor's Scholars. I had no idea what I was getting into. I ended up making 150 stockings, but it turned out great, and I felt really happy about it. And also, I'm one of the knitters for the NICU volunteers, and I think I've done maybe 30 hats so far, but that's also a really fun activity. I really enjoy participating in all the activities of the Retirement Association, and so I felt it was really an important thing to give back to that group. And so I volunteered to serve on the program committee, and also sort of was volunteered to serve on the board, which is really very fun, actually. They're a great group of people. Everyone I've met and worked with in the Retirement Association has been wonderful, just like all the other people at UCSD I've worked with. It's a really wonderful experience. I think that's all I have to say.
Next will be Gail Liu.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gail Liu, and I am a retired pharmacist at the UCSD healthcare system at the Hillcrest facility. I retired in 2018, and I wanted to join the Retirement Association immediately upon retirement. I went to Suzanne's office, and we discussed the Retirement Association. But on a side note, along with the Retirement Association is the Emeriti Association. So there are two organizations within the UCSD Retirement Center. The Emeriti Association, as a couple people have already talked about, is another multi-level, multi-activity association. The requirements to be involved in the Emeriti Association, Suzanne can share with you if you are interested. But one of the most rewarding things about the Emeriti Association is the student mentoring that you get to do. So if you were involved at the hospital and you had a lot of hands-on mentoring with nursing students, pharmacy students, medical students, residents of the hospital, this is a chance to work with undergraduate students and formulate their professional future careers, whether it be in the computer sciences, in the engineering, in humanities. And I represent students that are interested in a healthcare career. And our Chancellor Scholars are bright, beautiful students who have come to the program, been awarded as a Chancellor Scholar because of their perseverance and also the obstacles that they had to overcome. So these are special students that are driven, motivated, and they are smart as a whip. And what a perfect way to have a relationship with somebody younger who will keep you up to date with things like Zoom and Snapchat and TikTok, but you also get to share your life experiences with them as they share their life experiences with you. So I encourage everyone to talk to Suzanne and become a member of the Emeriti Association. Thank you.
All right, we also have Deborah Wells with us. I don't know if Deborah, would you like to say a few words since you serve on the board as well in terms of our benefits manager?
Sure, I'm here. So I've served, well, I've been with UCSD 18 years, a little over 18 years. So I used to, in the beginning, sit in for our benefits director. And then when our benefits director retired, that's when I think Suzanne and Tom asked if I could just serve in this capacity going forward. So I've been, I guess, a part of the board for almost the 18 years. And so part of my role is I serve as the healthcare facilitator, and I assist both faculty and staff, both active and retired, with escalated issues as far as their benefits. That's my grandson behind me. We serve a large population, and but as a board, sitting on the board, what I do and what I contribute is just offering workshops as far as Medicare, transitioning from retirement from active status to retirement status, and just helping you with any of your health benefits type of issues. And so I'm here if you ever need me. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you. May, do you want to go ahead and moderate questions?